There you are. I was waiting for you. I'm John Zidar. This is On Top and Hot. And this is Wednesday. It's May 7th. Now, if you watch my show, you know what I'm about ready to say. I'm a day trader, and I primarily trade stocks under $5. And I'm always looking for a hot penny stock to share with you so that we can both make some money. Well, I've got one for you. I found this looking at the charts. She is setting up for a 200 squeeze on the 4-hour. She is already breaking out on the 1-hour. I really wouldn't pay much attention to this stock, except that she's got a great catalyst. The catalyst is she's moving into revenues. This is a biotech company that hasn't got any drugs approved for sale, so they're not making any money. This is their first money coming on the books, and they've got a lot of different products. We're looking at Hepion Pharmaceuticals. This is a company based out of New Jersey. She finished the day at 39 cents and she was up about 20.5%, jumping just a little over 6 cents today. Now, this is a hot penny stock in the major exchange. She's on the NASDAQ, which gives you benefits over those penny stocks on the OTC. First off, all of your transactions are free. You don't have to pay to buy your shares. You don't have to pay to sell your shares. You can trade pre-market, after-market. Lots of opportunities to make money there, and you can never take advantage of that with OTC. There's a lot more money and a lot more volume up on the major exchange, which is better for traders, and there's a lot more rules, which is better for traders. It's for the company, keeps them honest, and that keeps our investments safe. So what is Hepion Pharmaceuticals all about? Hepion Pharmaceuticals is a biopharmaceutical company that focuses on the development of drug therapy treatments for chronic liver diseases in the United States. More to the point, Hepion's primary asset, rencofilstat, is a potent inhibitor of cyclophilins, which are involved in many disease processes. Rencofilstat has been shown to reduce liver fibrosis and hepatocellular carcinoma tumor burdens in experimental disease models. However, in April of 2024, Hepion announced that they were winding down its ASCEND-NASH clinical trial. And the bottom line is they don't have any drugs approved right now. What we're looking at is making revenues, and you've got to have something to sell. Well, they don't have any drugs, but they've got test kits. Hepion has been considering a number of assets to in-license and develop, and Hepion's board of directors believes that the opportunity offered by New Day Diagnostics presents a great opportunity to benefit Hepion stockholders. This is that piece of news. It came out May 7th, which is today. Hepion Pharmaceuticals, a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company that had been developing a treatment for NASH and other chronic liver diseases, today announced it has entered into a binding letter of intent with New Day Diagnostics to in-license diagnostic tests for celiac disease, respiratory multiplex, also known as COVID and influenza, H. pylori, and hepatocellular carcinoma. The celiac, the respiratory multiplex, and the H. pylori tests all have CE marks which make them eligible to be sold in Europe. The diagnostic tests covered under the letter of intent represent a combined addressable market exceeding $15 billion. The executive chairman and interim chief executive officer of Hepion said, "The CE mark tests provide Hepion with the ability to generate near-term revenues in the European Union countries by leveraging the existing distributor network relationships that New Day Diagnostics has established. We are excited by this opportunity and look forward to working with New Day to maximize value." The CEO of New Day says, "We're excited to partner with Hepion to expand the reach of their CE marketed tests not only to Europe, but to also bring them to the United States and unlock new opportunities to improve early detection and outcomes across multiple diseases." Now, there is one other piece of news. There's only two pieces here. This came out March 14th. They had a reverse stock split, a 1-50. That happened on the 18th of March. This was to get their price back up over $1. They were in hot water with NASDAQ, so the reverse stock split put them in a good place. Well, where are we at now? We're back under $1. So we are in hot water. So this catalyst couldn't come at a better time. We need to get this stock to move up again. Now, because she was out of hot water, she's starting the whole process all over again. She hasn't got any notices from the NASDAQ right now, but she keeps this up. She will. They tell us down here that the reverse stock split will reduce the number of issued and outstanding shares of the company's common stock from approximately 54 million down to 1 million shares. Folks, we've got ourselves a super duper low float. This stock sells 10 million shares in one day. It's got to sell every single share on the market 10 times in one day. That's going to cause the price to rise. That's the sort of stocks we're looking for. Stocks that have low floats, have catalysts, and are coming into money. So let's take a look at the relative volume for HEPA today. Woo! Keeping in mind, she's only got 1 million shares in the float. She's been doing roughly 7.5 million shares a day over the last 30 days. Today she kicked it up. We're hitting about 20 million shares. Share structure, well, you know what it is. Over here they tell us it's 10 million. No, they just told us in the news that it is 1 million. Market cap is going to be 1 million times that price. So that will give us, 380,000 for a market cap? Gads, that's pretty low. Financials, they're not making a thing. They got nothing on the annual. They got nothing on the quarterly, which is what makes this a big deal. They're moving out of their research and development, which they're actually still doing, but they're moving into commercialization with all of these test kits. What's the balance sheet? We got some money in the bank, about $400,000. It's not $400. We've got to add 3 zeros to any of the numbers on any of these charts. Total assets for the company, we're at 1.6 million. Total liabilities, more than double that, 3.4 million. So we are holding stockholder deficit in this company of 1.8 million. Taking a quick look over here at the disclosures. We've got an 8K here. I'm going to bet this has to do with the news that just came out. These are material changes. Delaware Corporation entered into a binding letter with New Day Diagnostics. Yes. And let's see what else we've got here. ARS. This is probably their financial right there. Def 14A. Oh, that's going back to the end of April. So we really don't have any current filings to be concerned with here right now. Annual meeting. When is this for? June 12th. Okay, they're going to have an annual meeting. I'm always interested if they're going to vote on a reverse stock split. But hey, since they just had one, we don't have to worry about that being voted on. So I'm really not too concerned about whatever they're going to vote there. So that's what we've got going on here. We've got a company that has been working on drugs for different types of liver diseases, but they are suspending and backing away from some of those. But now they're bringing on multiple diagnostic tests for all these different types of diseases. They're going to be selling them in Europe initially. Looks like they're bringing them over to America as well. And that's going to give them revenues. And that's going to change the ball game for them. Now, how soon is all this supposed to happen? I didn't see any dates there. They didn't even tell us what quarter it was supposed to happen in. They just said near-term revenues. That's the best we got. But the fact of the matter is, it is a catalyst. It's hot. It gives us promise of the future, and the charts are moving right now. Let's go take a look at those charts. Finally, we get to have some fun. We're over here at my playground, aka Thinkorswim, the free trading platform from Schwab. We're taking a look at HEPA, ticker HEPA. This is Hepion Pharmaceuticals. Got her opened up to a 1-day, 1-year chart. Now, as you can see, she has been in a downtrend for the entire year. Keeping in mind that she did a reverse stock split about a month ago of 1 in 50, I don't see a big green bar here showing the price kicking up 50 times, so I know that the chart has been adjusted. That is to say, all the prices on the chart have been multiplied by the ratio of that split, by 50. So our high bubble a year ago of $77.50 has to be divided by 50 if you want to know what that high is. Now, this is not a temporary change. I wish it was. It's going to stay like this forever. What a pain in the butt. Now, this low bubble is real. We can trust that. At the end of April, we hit about 25 cents. Now, I've zoomed in as best I can here. You can see she is just now coming out from underneath all of the MAs. She was falling, hit a low bubble here, came over, and right now she has gotten on top of the 9, You can't climb till you're on the 9, and she's worked her way up onto the 20. She is starting to push up. Our oscillators are starting to show some heat. Not a lot, but everything is starting to push up right now. Let's take a look at our 6-month, 4-hour view. Still in a serious downtrend here. High bubble, can't trust it, got to divide it by 50. Was $44, so we know it was under a buck. She was over the 200, but the 200 is falling. No way she's going to break out. She's going to come back underneath, and she did, and went into a serious tailspin down to that low bubble. Now let's focus in on this right here, because we have ourselves an atypical breakout set up right now, folks. Here is our 200 haul. There's our 200-day MA. These two moving averages are equal in strength, equal in power. There are a couple differences between the two of them. The 200-day MA doesn't care about anybody but itself. It's a bully. The 200 haul, it's friendly. The reason, both the 200 haul and the 200 MA take 200 days of prices or 200 periods and average them all together and come up with the point on the chart. But the 200 haul takes into consideration current prices. It's relating to the price. So you're going to find it a lot closer to the price, and the price responds to it. When our 200 haul is underneath the price and climbing, you will normally see good strong pressure on the price to rise. This 200 squeeze puts the price between both 200s, getting squeezed, right? When it gets on top of the 50, which is where it's at right now, that is when we watch for it to launch. Not just climb, launch. To actually go to and through the 200-day MA. Once it breaks through the 200, it has to take a break. It has to rest. Took a lot of strength to run up to it, break through it, and get over it. Comes back down. If it doesn't come just to the 200, it'll come to the next MA underneath it. And it'll normally bounce there and continue to climb. So we are looking for a breakout to and through the 200. Our oscillators, we've got volume coming into the picture right now. Our PPO, percentage price oscillator, is climbing. The PPO is akin to the MACD. Can't see much there, can we? Let's see if we can zoom in on that. She's climbing ever so lightly, but she is climbing. Our ADX, one of my favorite oscillators. Got 3 lines here. Green line for an uptrend, red line for a downtrend, and a yellow line for a strength gauge. Whichever line is at the top is in the strength. That's what you got going on in the chart. Our green line is over the red line, so that means we are in an uptrend right now. The higher the yellow line is, the stronger. The lower, the weaker. Right now, we have a strong uptrend building up. And our RSI, oh goodness, I can't even see it. There it is. She was up high, just up to the overbought, and she has fallen back to 56 right now, which is as low as I want to really see her. 55 is my basement on the RSI. Taking a look at our 20-day 1-hour view. So I've got a couple of supports and resistances in here. We got one here at 29 cents, one at 41 cents, and one at 55 cents. And we are bumping our head on that 40-cent one right now. She was in a downtrend from a high here of, it says 74 cents. Came back underneath the 200, hit that low of 25 cents. Got up on top of the 200, which is where she has been hanging tight, with some nice strong pushes showing she wants to go up. She can't climb yet because the 200's still falling, but she's showing us the eagerness. These big bars going through the 200. Then she actually gets over the 200 and then just starts bouncing on it. Gets off the 200 onto the 20. Our bars are getting big. She's now floating on the 9. She has put all the other MAs underneath her. She's come back down, tapped the 20. This is looking like she is ready to run, folks. Our solid bar did not come underneath the 9. It can go on it, but don't come underneath it. That wick came down and tagged the 20, which is like tag team wrestling. You just got to tag it and then you can go again. I think that's exactly what we got here. It tagged the 20. It's going to bounce back up and take off. That's just my opinion. I can't guarantee anything. Oscillators, because of these 2 red bars, are starting to roll over and cool off right now. But I'm not too worried about them. Taking a look at our 5-day, 15-minute. She is changing her trend, folks. She was falling here. She went flat right in this area where she started getting some activity, and now our 200 MA is climbing. All of our MAs are over it. They're all climbing. We had a nice run on our 9-day. She really ripped here halfway through the day, hitting a high of 49 cents. Of course, she's going to pull back. That went parabolic. That went straight up, hit her head on the ceiling. Of course, she's got to come back down. Obviously dazed herself. She came down through the 20, down through the 200 haul. She's hit the 50. Now, I would presume this is where she's going to stop, but she could easily come down to the 200, down to 31 cents, which would be a good buy point because I think she's going to bounce. People who are looking at this are looking at one primary thing. She's going into revenues. We don't know when, but they're coming. Absolutely, they're coming. So right now, she is taking a big drop. I'm expecting a bounce. We've got a couple charts that I feel confident she's going to bounce off of. All of the oscillators are looking a little desperate right now, but I'm not worried about that. I think HEPA belongs on your watch list. She's only got 1 million in the float. So when she starts getting volume, folks, she's going to move quick. You see multiple millions that day, get in there, folks. Now, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just saying when volume comes in, this could move quickly. So get in, have your supports and resistances. When she hits her head on one of these, just before she hits her head, don't wait for it to hit. Just before she hits her head, take your gains. If she looks like she's going to the moon and she's going to run past that support, sell something there. You don't know if she's going to turn around once she goes over it. So sell something here, put some money in your pocket and mitigate some of your risk. If she continues going, you've still got shares to be taking gains, so you ain't losing nothing. HEPA, she's the hot stock I'm considering right now, and I think you should consider it too. So go do some more due diligence, see what you can learn. Outside of that, you know what I always say, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See you, folks.